Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. I don't have a topic for tonight. Well, I kind of have a topic. I digress. I want to show you guys something. We're going to just doodle tonight because I want to talk to you a little bit. Like my title says, I've been on YouTube about 30 days, and I want to talk about my first 30 days on YouTube. So what my first month is like. And I'll tell you guys, I wish, as the creative in me wishes, that I would have started doing this sooner. I'm just going to be brutally honest. This is so much fun. It's very rewarding uploading material, and I was really I've been wanting to do it for a long time, but I've been really worried about it. Like, all the technical. I'm not a real technical guy, believe it or not. You might think to do art you have to be somewhat technical, and I guess that is the truth. But I don't consider myself a real technical fella. And I was kind of worried about using the wrong equipment, I think. I don't know what I'm drawing. We're going to discover this as we go along. And one of the things I like to do, we could use a pencil, but there's times where I'll just grab for a highlighter and make sure that you got your paper underneath it. Now, chances are this thing is not going to leave any kind of residue on the other side of the page. But what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and use a really, really light color, and we're going to go over it. And again, I don't know why I didn't start this sooner. There's a lot of fear involved, but I just want to tell you, if you've got an idea for a channel, man, just do it. Just do it. Get in there, because the payoff is great. And I'm not talking about being monetized. Obviously, that's not. I'm talking about as a creative outlet. Man, this is a winner. This is a winner for me. I'm just really glad I started this. So my first month, it's been pretty rewarding. It's been a lot of fun. Now there's been some things that have happened. Just learning the aspects of video. Just dealing with videos in and of itself. And it's been kind of crazy. There's things that have happened and it's been like, oh no. So, there is somewhat of a learning curve going on. I think I got like an ape looking guy here. This is cool. Didn't know where we were going to go with this. And let's give him, I don't want to give him just like a mohawk because that's kind of generic, but let's make some crystals. Make some crystals growing out of his head. How's that? Because I want to make him kind of like a stony guy. Not a stoner. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, but just kind of maybe give him kind of like a rocky aspect. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go along. So it's a lot of fun. YouTube is fun, you guys. I've binged watched some stuff. I have fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole in terms of where to go from there. I'm gonna use a colored ballpoint pen. I grabbed a pink one, magenta, I guess ish, and I'm gonna come in here and make some hard lines. And again, I'm just gonna use that roughly as a guide. I've used highlighters in the past to draw with. I've put myself through a lot of creativity challenges over the years. I went through a minimalist phase. We'll talk about that more in the near future here. But one of the cool things that I've learned is just all it takes is just the technology that you carry around with you every day. All you need is a smartphone. and you can go to town. You're ready. All you need is an idea. And if you're an artist like myself, let's say you're a little on the older side like myself, and you've never really put yourself out there artistically. Maybe you're younger and you're looking for a good way to build a portfolio. I'm telling you, young man, young woman, this is where it's at. Even if your stuff comes out kind of looking like garbage, because maybe you're sitting there going, oh, I can't draw like you. I want to encourage you, because no one is built like you. No one, not even me. I can't draw like you. You can't draw like me. We can learn from each other. I've told you before that working with a bunch of artists, oh man, for me, it was wonderful. I loved the synergy. I love just getting together with other artists and watching their techniques and seeing where their imagination would take them. All right, on these crystals here, this is really cool. There's like these little geometric patterns that occur. And if you don't know what crystals look like, you can always pull up a reference. Using a reference image is not cheating. My mother is an artist. She's in her 70s. And she excels at like pastels and chalk and all sorts of really messy media, I should say. I'm not a real fan of pastels, but we're going to do some eventually. I mean, I'm just never really pushed into it. But she'll hit me up with, well, how come when you do this, it looks so much better than mine? Those are her words. And it's not that her stuff is bad. It's just that if she feels that there's a problem with wildlife that she's drawing in her, she does really, really awesome landscape pictures. She draws pictures of what things could look like maybe on other planets. Planetary backgrounds. And just because I laid some those lines down doesn't mean I have to use those. I could make it, like you guys have seen me improvise on the fly before with the Judge Dredd art. I've had to enlarge things, make it a little bit bigger to make it look good, or change up the linear direction of certain things. You can do the same. You're not married to those lines. You're in control. You're the boss. You're the boss. You tell that art where to go. Well, anyway, I want to encourage somebody tonight. Maybe you've subscribed, or maybe you've just wandered along and for whatever reason this has found itself in your feed. Take this as a message from the universe or God or whoever you want to blame. But I think it's time. I think it's time for you to do something marvelous, do something creative. Have you guys ever heard of the 10,000 hour rule? I think the guy that coined it is a fellow named Malcolm Gladwell. I could be wrong. I read about it in one of his books. Read a bunch of his books, so I'm not sure which one it is. But in it, he was talking about mastery and the ability to master something. And in his book, he mentioned that there's this certain thing called the 10,000 hour rule, which makes you a master of something. If you apply 10,000 hours of practice into a certain topic, subject, language, hobby, you can master it. You can get really, really good at it. And I think it's safe to say that in my life at this time right now, I've gotten some mastery going for me. But the thing that I've learned at my age is there's so much more to improve on. Like, you just keep getting better and better. But you're unique. You're unique. I want you to know that. And you matter. There's a creative space out here in cyberspace, like a little director's chair with your name on it. I want you to look at it that way. You know how, like, on the movie sets that, they have like where the actors sit, the directors and people calling shots in the movie? Well, you're the one calling the shots. There is a chair there for you. And it's just waiting for you. It's waiting for you, and I want to encourage you to go find it. And once you sit in it, you start directing your own path out here. Now, do you need to post on YouTube? No, you could do something somewhere. I just watch a lot of YouTube. I go to YouTube a lot to look for stuff, and I'm not here to sing YouTube's praises. Jeez, it's not a way to get monetized, I'm sure. Like any platform, I'm sure it's got a ton of problems. But the thing I do want to say, though, is, man, what an opportunity technology gives us. It's exciting. I'm old enough to remember a time where there was no internet, where we had to go outside and play. Or, we would stay inside and draw. I told you guys once before about my buddies and I. And even before really rocking video games, we, played a lot of RPGs and a lot of role-playing games. We had to figure stuff out on our own. And that's kind of where it's at right now. Just don't be afraid to figure stuff out. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I've made some mistakes already with my content, and if you're gonna make a video, make sure that if it's too large, if the file size is too large, you can't upload it into most, well, at least let's just say the vanilla platforms that are out there. I don't want to call any business vanilla, but there are some where if your file size is too big, it'll go, nope, you can't upload that here. Yeah, this file size is too large. And then, because I was under the assumption, oh yeah, I can upload this and I can change it and I can put my own dialogue in. But if the file's too big, and that is a good thing. Buddies of mine are like, oh, that's a bummer. And I'm like, no, this is a good thing. This is good because I'm going to keep messing with it. In fact, I released some of it. It was one of the Judge Dreads. I put it to crazy techno music. Go check out my shorts. You can see it. You can see some of them out there. It's just going through the process of just trying to find a part of the video that, because I love it all, because it's my baby, but just finding a part that I want to share that's under a minute. Now, I know the shorts lengths go to 3 minutes, but still. Anyway, it's really funny. I just got thinking about this, is that, I did Darth Maul, who also had spikes coming out of his head. So, but this guy's more rocky, so we got to make him look, he's got to look more granite here. And I didn't want this video to be too long, but I guess my first 30 days has taught me that it's easier than I thought it would be, you guys. YouTube is way easier, and it's very rewarding. I'm excited to look at my, I don't know what you would call it, the data, to see where people are tuning in from. I live in the States. It's cool. And my content is for English speakers pretty much, but thanks to things called like subtitles, you can watch it from anywhere. I noticed there was a real uptick in people in Russia and in Mexico, and to my Spanish speakers, I want to say Dios te bendiga. don't speak very much Spanish. I do know that little bit. And to my Russian speakers, I'm sorry, I don't have anything for you yet. But it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful community out here. A friend of mine was bugging me a while back. He goes, "You got to do this." And I was like, I don't know. And I saw him build a channel, and there was just a lot of success. He was having a lot of fun in his niche. I want to say niche, but so as you guys can see here, I'm just going to town. I'm just doing something fun. Not a lot of, not exerting a lot of brain power here. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, that green back there, we can make that work. Like if I wanted to, I could come in and I could turn this guy green. Again, let's try to rock up his face a little bit. Let's try to make him a little bit more crunchy. I think of, when you think of rock people, I mean, naturally, there's Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four, who's the Thing, Little shout out to Ashton Graymore, who wasn't my favorite character in the Critical Role series Bell's Hells. Well, Critical Role, yeah, the Bell's Hells campaign, I should say. He's an Earth Genasi, which I guess is like an Earth element or an elemental kind of guy, player character. It's very cool. What was your favorite campaign of the Mighty Nine, of Critical Role? Obviously, I just gave mine away. Mine was the Mighty Nine. If you guys haven't watched any Critical Role, it's also animated on, if you have Prime TV, you can catch an adapted version of the campaign. Because those videos are like 4 hours long, you guys. Those guys are... But it's fun. It's fun. And yeah, that I do watch that show myself. If you're a critter, let me know in the comments, because right there with you. I am really enjoying the current campaign that's going on. I have watched other people play D&D online. So there are some other guys out there. I think another group of guys I was watching was the Dungeon Dudes. And there's another... I apologize. I'm so sorry. I can't remember your names, but there's another group of guys I was watching. And they were really hilarious. So what we're doing is, again, we're putting some geometric shapes on his face, trying to follow contours. Now be careful, because I don't know if you can see that, but see that mark, what that ink pen is doing? And again, I'm just keeping it loose here, guys. I'm not doing anything fancy. Just doing some hatching, cross hatching. That's in shadow, right? So I guess our light source is over here. I like breaking rules, though. If you break too many rules with your art, it'll just look goofy. But once you know the rules, you can bend them. You can have some fun. Yeah, my first 30 days, my first month on YouTube, it's been really rewarding, guys. It's been really, and again, I'm not, so many people want to talk about monetization, and it's just like, yeah, at the end of the day, that would be really cool. But, I'm looking at it more for it's been very, almost spiritual. It's been very, very cool. Very, very pleased with myself. It's a bucket list item that I've gotten. something that I wanted to accomplish. The cool thing about this is the more, again, you guys, if you start a channel, you're going to just get better and better, in your spare time, because everybody's got jobs. People got to work for a living. You got to make that money. Got to survive, right? Got to be responsible. Got to take care of your family. Make the time, though. Do something creative. Owe it to yourself. I talked to my mom about making a channel. And again, she's in her 70s, and she's like, oh, no, I couldn't do that. And I'm just like, well, whatever. Sometimes we get in our own way, our self-limiting talk. We tell ourselves what we can and can't do. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to dip into my arsenal of worn out markers here. Let's have a little bit of fun. So I got these ones, these Mr. Sketch. These are great because they smell good. But look how faded those are, man. Those are just... But it's perfect. It's perfect for what I want to do. I'm pushing down really hard. They're water-based. And I know it sounds gross, but if I wanted to, I could lick them. And look, see? I don't recommend that a lot because that's gross. I'm not into that. But check that out. Isn't that cool? It just makes a cool, neat effect there. And if you want to make them really, really see-through, like we could actually, mirror the other side of this guy's head. I'm not going to get too technical. I'm really not. Here's the second one. Like I said, if you guys hold on to those markers, you can use them as shaders, just like I'm showing you right here. And they're really great. Now, you don't get a lot of mileage out of them. You might in the very beginning. But as you leave them and you let them sit, that's the trick. Or if I wanted to, like I said, I could add more water to these. Just a little bit. You add too much, it's going to make a mess out of your art. You're going to lose control of this. It's going to turn into just a total swamp. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that for you either. But you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to figure out what looks good, what you want to do, and what's appropriate. Because I've made, oh my gosh, the amount of artwork I have totally crashed and burned on failed projects and stuff that I got frustrated with and never finished. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. They're coming in. Get a little bit of red here. Well, I think I'm almost done. I want to kind of keep it going though, a little bit. I want to see what else we can do. I really like that blue, but I want to find a good spot to put it in. So I'm going to use my page up here and kind of test it a little bit. Maybe. Okay, here. I'll use this blue on the edges. Maybe I did it. Okay, I'm making the illusion that we can see through this crystal, and the refracted light is kind of bending it so we can kind of see his head back there. Thanks for joining me on a late night drawing session. Again, everybody's in bed. I'm up late. One of these nights, once I get my subscriber count up, I'm going to do a late night drawing session live. You guys like that idea? Get together, maybe on a weekend. Maybe on a weekend. That way. And I'm not talking staying up too late. I'm not even talking about staying out too late. That's what I was going to say. Again, I should have gone this direction because that'll minimize smudging. If you're a righty, you want to work this direction to this direction. If you're a lefty, of course, I think you want to work this way. Again, but I'm not a lefty, so you lefties out there, I hope I'm right. All I know is I am going in reverse order what I should be doing. All right. Hey, that's something. What else can we do these last few minutes here? Let me see what else I got over here in my pile of stuff. This is an orange. That's kind of cool. If you guys know anything about color theory, of course, orange it's directly across the color wheel from blue, so it's going to pop. Red is directly across from green, or the variance thereof, okay? So that's why when I use that green to throw the color in there, so immediately I went for a reddish color. And we got away with the dark, it's like a dark pink, kind of like a magenta. But look at that, man. That's just going to town. From blank page to some crazy rock guy. This is super cool. I could put cracks. Maybe I'll do that, huh? Look at this. I just don't want to make it look like he's falling apart, because he's not. He's rock solid, baby. Cool. Yeah, so if you like this, you want to subscribe, hit the like and subscribe for me if you would. Come on back. Let's build our community together. I can't do it without you guys. So if this is something you really like, you want to hang in there with me, show that algorithm that this is where it's at. Have some fun. If you're in another country too, drop me a comment. I'll try to learn to say something in your language. Please let me know, whatever it is, though, so. Cool. I think we're gonna, my people, I think we're gonna wrap it up. I think it's a wrap. I'm gonna do his lips a little bit here. Distinguish him from, his teeth a little bit. So, there we go. I'm gonna darken that. What do we got? Yeah, some dark down here. Again, shading with a Crayola orange, naranja, and orange, I guess. There you go. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, please don't hurt me. I'm learning. I'm just loco gringo. All right. Well, cool. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Anyway, again, I want to encourage you guys. YouTube, it's fun. It's fun. It's a blast. Get your work out there. And if I just want to encourage you. This is a blast. This is a blast. You have something to give back with. You are valuable. And nobody has the same kind of art. Nobody has the same kind of art. So please get it out there. Let me check it out. Drop a comment. If you start a page and you want me to come check out your stuff, man, let me know. I would love that. I really would. All right. Well, hey, I tell you what, we're going to wrap it. So you have a great night, and God bless, and take care of yourself. Bye.